Maybe. There we go. Hey guys, it's Lisa, and for podcast radio, I have Jade Carter, and it's been a while since we've talked. But if you go back to my podcast radio page, there are old interviews from years ago. And this is my 14th year of podcasting, not consecutively, but I'm celebrating all year. So here we go. This is my first interview for the new year. So
Hey, Lisa.
hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks. How are you? It's great to
I'm
see you.
good. Yes, I'm doing good. I love being in Arkansas. Still doing entertainment stuff, but not as frequently as I used to. I kind of do it when I feel like it. So that's kind of nice that I'm not tied to, every week or every whatever. And so it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Well,
But
that's kind of what every actor and Hollywood person aspires to is you get to a certain point where you can do the work you choose to do, not that
mm-hmm.
you have to do. You can just pick your projects and work when you
Yeah.
want. And that
And so
sounds
we have
great.
talked about, I don't know if we've talked since you got into editing, right? But that's kind of what you do now, right? Is editing and camera work.
Yeah, I've got about five different hats that I wear now.
Oh
So
my. Okay.
yeah. I was just this last 8 days, I was a technical director
Okay.
on Capcom
Okay.
had the world championships for Street Fighter.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
so it was a big esports tournament here in Hollywood with players from around the world. And so I was a TD. And what that means is I'm sure you've seen it on movies
Right.
like Truman Show, where you had Ed Harris was the director, and
Right.
he would say, "Ready, camera one, take one. Ready, a push
Right.
on two,
Right.
take
I,
two."
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was the TD, who's the guy doing that, working the big panel, the control surface. It looks like you're about to launch a space shuttle kind of thing
Uh-huh.
with all the buttons. So I'm
Right.
that. And I've done a bunch of different projects as TD. I did Oprah interviewing Harry and Meghan,
Oh,
and
cool.
yeah, that was
I
really
remember
cool.
watching those interviews or different ones. I think it was Joanna and Chip, and it had you in that one. It
Oh,
was
really?
Chip and Joanna Gaines, and it said your name, and then it said something else, and I'm like, hey, I know who that is. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool when you see
yeah.
somebody you know, and credits are like, hey, I know them.
I feel the same way. Yeah, all the time I'm watching the credits and I'm like, oh, hey, it's great.
Well, it's kind of like when they did Tangled. I literally stayed through the entire credits so I could see your
Aw.
wife's name because I was like, I know she's in here somewhere.
Yeah, she was in there twice, I
Lucky.
think. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was great. It's
yeah,
great. So TD
it's-
is one of the things that I do a lot now.
uh-huh.
And before TD, so yeah, basically, I was an actor for a long, long time.
Yep.
And the last,
Now, question. I only know you from Jag. What did you do before Jag when you started?
oh gosh,
A
I
lot.
think I mean, I've been an actor since I was a little kid in my
Right.
small farm town, and I did
Uh-huh.
theater and everything and
Uh-huh.
had fun. And then I went to college for it
Right.
and got picked up by an agent out of college. It was Nathan Fillion's same
That's what
agent.
I was gonna say. I thought there was a connection to Nathan there. I couldn't remember.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about that when I was on Castle with him. And it was funny. It was a throwback. But
He seems
anyway,
like a really neat guy. I love Nathan.
yeah, he was a great guy. Yeah, he showed me video. He was like, "Hey, check this out," and pulled out his phone, and it was video because he had a nice big house with a pool, and he bought. I don't know if you've seen one of them, kind of like on a James Bond movie, where if you were under the water, you would hold on to it and it would pull you along under the water, like
Right,
a
right.
tube thing with handles. And
Uh-huh.
he bought one of those, and he invited the crew over. He was like, "Hey guys, you want to play in my pool with this new toy?" And then he had video of them like zipping through the
So
water.
I knew there was a reason I liked him.
Yeah,
He
yeah, he
seems
was
really
great.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
anyway,
he's on my wish list for 2023. Nathan, if you see this, you're on my wish list. I've been trying for a long time.
well, fingers crossed. I hope he jumps on. It's
That
always a
would
pleasure to
be
talk
cool
to you.
if I could get him this year. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Even to bring Seamus and John back, and Tam has been. I don't know if you watch Rookie, but he's had a lot of his old cast members from Rookie or from Castle and from Firefly on. So because Alan's been on, I think twice. What was funny about that is he's a lot older than he was in Firefly, which was like 2004. And I'm
Yeah.
like, where's Alan? I don't even recognize him. And then he had his picture on Twitter, and I go, oh, he's the old guy that was the custodian. That's him. I'm like,
Yep, time
no.
marches on for all of us. There's a lot. I don't look like I did
Oh,
back
I'm
when,
sure you probably look at old
when I
pics
was
and
on
go,
Jag.
oh my word, time caught up to us. Yeah.
Yep, that's what
Well, listen,
happened.
we were talking when we were offline that we've known each other. It'll be 21 years in September, which is insane.
Isn't
Like
that
I
crazy?
can't say that I know that many people for that long.
And yet it
I
feels like yesterday, when we first met.
it's
And
just never changed at all. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, how did it sneak up on me that it's been 20 years?
so fast.
That's
Yeah.
craziness.
So, the acting thing, I did all the shows and everything.
Right.
Full-time actor for, I don't know, a dozen years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I wanted something more stable. We wanted to start a family. We wanted to buy a house. I had
Right.
a couple auditions
Uh-huh.
where I was perfect for it, and
Mm-hmm.
I nailed it. And
Right.
I nailed the callback and the second callback, and then
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it. And the casting
Right.
director, one of them was a friend of mine,
Uh-huh.
and called me, and I was like, "What happened?" And they were like, "Look, it wasn't you. You were
Mm-hmm.
perfect for it, and you absolutely nailed it. You were my pick. You were the director's pick. You were the studio's pick. But the network 86'd you for a YouTube person who's not even an actor and wasn't even right for the
Oh
role.
my goodness.
Had
Wow.
they had like 100,000 followers,
Oh my
and
word. That's
so the network
insane.
went with them. And I was like, you know what? I can't raise a family off a
No.
career where
Or live
so many
paycheck
things
to
are out of
pay
my
or
control,
live paycheck to paycheck, not knowing when the next one's coming. I wouldn't want to
right?
live like that either. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always been a really technical guy. I built my own computer, that sort of thing. And then I'm creative.
Right.
So I was like,
Oh,
what's tech and creative together, And
oh,
I discovered editing.
we've got somebody that's coming in. I think I know who this is. This is a surprise for you. This is somebody
Okay.
you've never gotten to meet, but she knows who you are. So hold on.
Okay.
It's an iPhone. I think I know who it is. Hold on. Just a second. We'll see if she comes.
Okay.
Hey, she on yet? Hey, Jade, is that you? Jade Henry?
Yes, it's me.
Hey, girl, what's
So,
up?
Not much. Hey,
Did you
Jade.
have something? Did you have something you wanted to say?
Hi, Jade.
hi. Who's this?
Jade Henry, my friend from Iowa.
You're Jade too?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Hi, Jade. It's
Yes.
nice to meet you.
Yes.
Can you see me?
No, your camera's not on, girly.
Ah, trying to figure out how to do that.
She just got an iPhone, so she's learning.
In the biz, we say it's looking a little dark.
There
Oh,
you
there
go.
you
There you
There
are.
go.
she is. Hello, babe. She's at
Hi.
work. She stepped outside at work to talk to you. So
Aw, well, thank you so much. It's great to meet you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
yes, she's on wheels like I am, aren't you, girl?
Yep.
That's how we met. So yep.
Gotcha. You're extra
You-
mobile.
Yes, you were in
Yes.
a. Do you mind telling Jade what happened?
I was in a car accident when I was 6 months old.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And
Well,
I've known her since 1997.
Yep.
That's when
holy
we met.
smokes.
We've known each other a long time. So she lives in Iowa still, and what's your job now? I forgot you switched jobs on me.
I'm the access control for a security company
Okay.
at John Deere. So,
Okay.
yep.
Gotcha.
Oh, John Deere. Man,
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm. We had a bunch of John Deere tractors.
Oh, cool. So
Yep. I still grew up on a farm.
yeah, she's actually living with her parents and moved back home. She had some medical issues, so she's back in Indiana right now, right?
Yep.
We don't know how long yet till your body heals, huh?
Yeah, hopefully it's soon. I'm tired.
Now
Want to
was
go
it
back home.
it was an open sore, right? From surgery? Was that
No, it was a spinal surgery.
okay? Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the new rod in. That's right.
Yep, I was had the corrective surgery in February, and then something went screwy, so I had to have another surgery in June. So
Oh, well, hopefully, I mean, I had an accident. It was with a John Deere tractor actually back when I was 12.
Right.
And I've had, I don't even know, I think 20 surgeries or something. And, most
Oh
of them
gosh.
were over 16 hours, like big stuff. And I've been in and out and, so I've kind of been there and I just hope, fingers crossed, everything gets sorted and fixed up. The
Yeah.
doctors, are miracle workers. They played like Mr. Potato Head with my body to make everything work again. It was crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a really neat story. We hadn't really talked about that because you were like what, 12? Or a
That's
little
exactly
younger
right.
than 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I was just driving a tractor from my grandparents' farm to my farm, and I knew how to drive it, but I was also a 12-year-old who was like chomping at the bit to drive that tractor,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought
Mm-hmm.
it was so much fun, right? And so it was about 5 miles away on backcountry roads, and I got most of the way there. I was only a mile away. I was on the last turn, basically
Oh,
left-hand turn,
uh-huh.
and I, put in the clutch and shifted gears and all that, but it had a hand throttle, and I just forgot that it
Whoops.
wasn't like driving the truck where you got an accelerator with your foot.
Right, right, right.
I left the throttle up and I turned the wheels to 90-degree left turn, and so I let out the
Flip it.
clutch, but
Yeah.
the throttle was up, so I basically popped a wheelie, and then
Mhm.
wheels were turned already. So when it came down, I like woo shot to the left
Oh,
and
geez.
went in one ditch and overcorrected into the other and back and
Oh,
forth, and
wow.
I wound up going
Wow.
into the ditch and it flipped over and I got
I
pinned
knew, I
underneath. And
remembered that it flipped. I remember
yeah,
that part.
yeah. And then, the
Wow.
manifold and oil and stuff went on me and burned me bad. But there was a farmer driving by who was going
Mhm.
straight, and he'd seen a kid turn left, and he
Right.
just happened to look left as he went straight and
Uh-huh.
not see a kid on the road where there should have been one. And he
And
kept
thought,
driving.
oh shoot, there's something wrong. Yeah.
No, well, kind of, it was like a seed in the back of his head, but he kept driving. But a
Oh
mile
no.
down the road, it was bugging him too much, and he actually turned around and came back
Right,
and,
right.
and came down the road and found me. And if he hadn't done that, I would have been a goner for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no kidding. Because their tractor accidents can be dangerous or deadly. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So they took me to the hospital and patched me up, and years later, here I am
Still
with battle
kicking.
scars to
Still
show for it.
kicking. Yep.
Still kicking. Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I hope everything goes really smoothly with your surgeries and get you back on track, Jade.
Thank you. Me
Then she
too.
can be back in her own digs eventually, huh?
Yes, that is the plan.
It's nice to go home, but it's nice to have your own space just like I do now because I have my own apartment with Scott. So yeah,
Yeah, nice to have a place to call
nice.
your own. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yep.
thank you for stopping by and saying hello. We appreciate it, girl.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh,
Don't let
Jade,
the
I
boss
wanted
yell
to
at
let
you.
sorry. I just wanted to let you know that I watched you on JAG years ago,
Aw,
and I used
thank
to
you.
do theater uh when I was younger too.
Oh, that's great.
I
That's
didn't know
great.
that. That's
Theater's
cool.
theater's the best, isn't it? Like the energy with your castmates, and it's like live and like here we go, and there's no stopping it,
Oh
and the
yeah.
audience interaction. I got chills thinking about it. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I did the props person and then the assistant director too. So
Nice.
Awesome.
I never knew
Awesome.
that. That's cool.
That's
yeah,
so
I
cool.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and I mean, it's always been in the back of my mind later, like in retirement or whatever, somewhere down the road, to be able to just jump back into it for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really like there's nothing else like it. So who knows? Maybe we'll both be back in it later on.
There you go.
That's the
You could,
plan.
yeah, there you go. You could start some like theater that was for all kinds of people and people could learn how to be, in that industry. That would be cool.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'll find a way to get to California. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah,
Sounds
it's good to see you, girlie. You're looking good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, let's keep in touch, Jade, and
Mhm.
same with you, Lisa, and talk to you later.
Okay,
sounds good.
thanks for taking a break from work. See you later, babe.
All
Nice
right,
meeting
bye.
you. Bye.
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 So there you go. That was my surprise for today. Can you
Oh,
get like you just say leave, girl. There's a leave button. There she goes.
She's so nice.
She's a sweetheart. I love her. Yeah. She was Miss Wheelchair 2012 for Iowa. So
Well, I'm not surprised at all.
yeah, she's a go-getter. She doesn't take any crap.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
she's
didn't know if I wanted to tell her. I was texting her and I'm like, I'm on now if you could go outside for work. And I'm like, and it just said iPhone. I go, okay, that has to be her. So
yeah. Yeah, that was a great surprise. I'm
yeah,
so glad
see,
she
I
could drop
told you.
by.
I didn't want to like say it and then something happened and then be like, well, I would have someone on, but they're not there. I try not to like surprise, like tell people stuff ahead of time because unless I know I've confirmed something, I don't want to like tell my audience, oh, by the way, I'm getting so and so, and by the way, they can't make it, so now I'm not getting them. I have a funny
That's smart.
story to tell you about that. I don't know if I told you this story,
What's
but
that?
when Matt Nix was in Canada filming Turner and Hooch, he was in the middle of filming and he didn't. We were gonna do an interview, right? So
Mhm.
his assistant sets it up, and I get on and I'm waiting, and I'm going, I think he's still on set right now. Like he's not here. And I'm like, he's never late. So I was like, I wonder. And I thought, okay, how long do I wait? Because it was like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. Oh, here's somebody else, Jade.
Oh,
Surprise.
what? Another
This is
surprise?
somebody from California. Here we go. You'll know this lady. Here she comes. Linda Curtis. Hey, Linda.
No way.
Yes, way.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen
I
Linda forever.
know, right? This is like Blast from the Past. Hey,
It's
Linda.
like, yeah, it's a reunion show.
Looks like a Jag reunion. I didn't know if she would make it, so I didn't want to tell you there might be two. Hey, Linda.
I
She's still
understand.
connecting, I think. Hey, Linda. You there?
I am. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
We
yes, we
can. Hey,
can.
Linda, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you? Long time no talk to.
I
Yes.
know. Yeah, I'm great. Thanks.
How are you?
It's so great to hear your voice.
It's wonderful to talk to you too. I don't think I've seen you since I came to Southern California with my relatives and we went to Disneyland and you and Gail gave us a tour of DreamWorks. That was a long time ago.
It was. Oh
Yes.
man. Yeah, it's
It
been a while.
was.
How are you? How's life? How are things going?
I'm doing good. Excuse the way I look. I
You don't
drove
have
in
your
from
you don't
Vegas
have your
last
camera on.
night.
You're just it's just your voice. If you want it on, you can turn it on, but you don't have to.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. I like seeing you guys. You don't need to see me. I just got in at 12:30 this morning. I drove in from Vegas. My friend and I went on a girl trip for the weekend.
Oh wow,
So
you
we
did
didn't get
just
in
get
until
home, didn't
12.
you?
I know. We didn't get in until 12:30. And then I saw your message and it's like, oh man, I would love to say hi to Jade.
Yeah, I was like, I better
So
send you. I told you I would send you the Zoom. I'm like, I better send it because she might want to come on for a
I
minute.
know. Well,
So
yeah, because I haven't
I'm glad
seen
you
him in
took a
so
minute to do that.
long.
Yeah.
But I love all the posts that Gail does of your son. Oh my gosh, I love following your son, Jade. He's so cool.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's amazing what he can do. He's just this wee little kid. He's 10 and he's like, it's crazy how strong he is. You know, he does all the gymnastics
Oh
and
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
acrobatics and all that stuff. And like, I mean, you know, he takes his shirt off for a shower and it's like a little insect. It's just all muscle. It's just crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I love following it. I always make a comment. He's amazing at his gymnastics. He's
I
absolutely amazing.
I was telling because I got to meet Gail and Jai earlier, Linda, and I told Jai,
Yeah.
I said, you should be in Cirque du Soleil, dude. Like you're that good.
Good. I know he should.
Oh, thank you. I mean, who knows? Maybe, you know, that down the road. I mean, that's the thing that's kind of tough about men's gymnastics right now. Like women's gymnastics is huge
Right.
and all that stuff. With men's gymnastics is kind of dwindling. There's not that many programs left. There used to be a couple hundred. Now there's like 20 or
Wow.
something. Yeah, and so it's like, well, what? It's not what's the point, but like, what's the end game? Like, where does this go? Obviously, you dream about being like, you know, gold medal in the Olympics, all that sort of stuff. And then really Cirque du Soleil is kind of the next step after that.
Yeah,
A
I was to
lot
say
of
they're about
performers
the
in there
biggest one that's
perform
been
with
around the
gymnasts.
longest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And then
Well,
there's,
he
you know,
definitely
career.
he definitely looks like he'll be there someday for sure. He's
Yes, he
amazing.
does. He does. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Well, he did great this he's in there's kind of two seasons. There's one called Future Stars, which is like the elite one or two kids from the big
Right.
gym get
Right.
picked, and then they compete against each other. And
Mhm.
he did really well this year. He went all the way to nationals. He finished fourth in the nation,
I
and
saw that.
he was first on
Wow.
floor and first on strength, and he did great. And then now
Wow.
he's in the regular competition season. He's been winning a bunch of meets. He's got state and regionals coming up. So fingers crossed that
Wow. Yep.
he's strong.
There
Okay,
she
I'll
is.
turn myself
Oh, there
on
you
just to
are.
say hi.
Hi.
Hey,
Just to say
lady.
hi. Well, you
Yeah.
look great. Are you still doing acting or no?
No, I'm not. I stopped maybe, I don't know, 2 years ago it's been, or three or something. The last thing I did was a big long run for Geico. I was the Geico money man. I was made out of
I
money.
Yes,
saw
I remember the Money
you.
Man, the
I
motorcycle.
Right.
I remember that
And
for
then
remember.
they
baseball. Yeah.
changed me to just driving motorcycles for a couple years, and then they changed me to the caveman, and I was the caveman for like 4 or 5
Oh, I
years.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember that
And I
commercial. I
remember now.
saw it.
Now I was wondering, you were on a Sonic commercial too, weren't you?
I was on a Sonic commercial.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
that was
Yes,
delicious.
you were. I saw you on that one too. It's
Yes, I
like, oh
remember
my
that one
gosh, that's
too.
Jade.
The Money Man was my favorite. So how did they make you into the Money Man? Was that all like like computer generated
No,
something?
not at all. It was all practical. It was a suit, I put I had pants, and I had a jacket, and I had gloves, and then the makeup that they did took like 4 hours.
Oh
And
wow.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah. I
God.
mean, it was so detailed. It was crazy, and
Well,
eyebrows
I
and
thought it was all like, virtual, but that's
oh,
pretty
yeah,
amazing.
all
Yeah.
practical. Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
and then they had a machine that just looked like a block, and it was really ingenious. Like genius is usually simple when you look at it. After the geniuses have figured it out, then you look
Right.
at it, you're like, oh, that's simple. So all they did was they took, like a remote controlled monster truck kind of thing, right? So they
Right,
took
right, right.
they took it apart, and so they had the wheel and the engine, and they just built a box that was stacked with fake, money, and then they put the wheel on top, just touching the stack, and then they had the remote. And when it was time for me to drive away and you'd see money flying away from me, I would have it strapped to my chest, and you'd be looking at my back, or vice versa.
Right.
And the director would be like, "Fly the money," and they'd gun the wheel.
Right. Oh,
It would
wow,
spin
that's
and just
Oh
cool.
shoot it
my
across the
gosh.
air. They work great.
That's awesome. It's amazing how they can do those kind of things.
Yeah. Well, I always felt bad for the PAs because we do multiple takes, and after every take where the money would fly, they'd be like, "Gather it up," and there'd be like 20 PAs going around picking up all the money off
I
the.
Oh
love to hear
no.
that technical stuff because you know me, I love like the people that make it, but then how it comes together, who the whole crew. I care about the crew, not just the people making it in front of the camera, because it takes. I mean, Jag took probably a lot of people to make it too.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a big show, huge crew, big cast. Yeah, absolutely. And they were all like family, like we all worked great
Oh
together,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
just a joy to be on. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. And then David and Catherine were on. My favorite show was NCIS Los Angeles. I know you were on an episode once too, I think, but that's my favorite show. I'm so sad that it's going away after this season. I love that show. I actually went down to the Paley Fest last April. They were part of the Paley Fest in
Cool.
Hollywood, and I had the best time. I'm so glad I got to go to that before the show goes away.
Right.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard those are cool. If I would have had the chance, I would have done the ones for Castle because I would have done those in a heartbeat. Like
Yeah,
They
yeah.
said
It was really,
They
yeah.
said
It was
Stana would stay until she talked to every person, and they kept going, Stana, you need to leave. And she's like, no, not until I talk to every person in the room. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I wish I had gotten the chance to talk to really talk to them. We didn't, but I was close enough. I mean, I was like 5 rows from the stage sitting there, so it's
That's
like they
pretty
were
cool.
close. They were up close and personal, so it was
That's
pretty
cool.
cool.
I'm
But
glad you got to do that. Yeah,
you
since they're
know,
ending it, that's cool. So yeah,
I still brag to my friends that I personally know somebody on the Jag videos. So, I
right,
mean,
yep,
you know, it's
yep.
like when I tell people I know a Hollywood celebrity, believe me or not, I know a Hollywood celebrity personally. So, and
And
I
they're
that
like, yeah,
never would
right. You're
have
like,
happened
yes, I do.
we not gone had we not gone to those fan fests, Lisa, and I met you, that would never have happened. So you're the reason I
Exactly.
met Jade. I'm very glad that I met him. So
Yes, yes. That was a fun time. I love those. We were just talking,
it was.
it's 21 years in September since the first one, which is insane.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
and
my
you know what,
God.
Lisa, if I don't think I've ever said it before, but thank you, you know, like just like Linda said, if she hadn't met you and you know, you meeting you has opened up and brought her so many awesome experiences in her life, and it's the same thing for me too. I'm so
Right.
glad that I met you, and you
Thank
know,
you.
that led me to meet Linda and everybody, and it's just been really great. So thank
Well,
you
thank you
for
very much.
everything
I
you do.
appreciate
I
Yeah,
that.
know
it
it
was
takes time and effort and a lot of work, and you
Yeah.
put it
absolutely, you
bring
know, but
joy
I
to people's
loved
lives.
helping her. I loved helping her with your booth at Jag, you know, at the
That
Fan
was
Fest.
cool.
It
I
was
am so
awesome.
glad that they let me do that. Whoever arranged that, I don't know who that was, but that was awesome.
I know it was. It was very awesome. And you
I
know, I
didn't
mean,
expect it
I
and
gained lifelong
I wasn't
friends.
expecting that it was
I gained
unexpected and that
yeah,
I was willing to. That was cool. Yeah.
it was awesome. It was great.
Yes, it was. It's
Yeah,
So
good to
you're
see
just
you.
are
Like
you just being a
it's been
dad
a
now,
while.
Jade? Is that all you're doing is being a dad now?
oh gosh, you know, I wish I could just be a dad. That would be great. Because I mean, to be honest, that's what all of this is for. For me, the work, I mean, I loved acting, right?
Right.
And I love what I do now too, but
Right.
work is to support my family and for
Mm-hmm.
me being with my family. The whole point of life for me, if I could wave a magic wand, is just to be with my family and go have adventures and travel and experiences together.
Right.
That would be it.
Absolutely.
But you know, unfortunately, food still costs money
And
and
it's getting more expensive
gas
since
still costs
COVID.
money, and the
Oh yeah.
mortgage to pay and all that sort of stuff. So, but I transitioned from acting to the technical side. So I started with editing, maybe, I don't know, over a decade ago now, I guess. I transitioned to editing. Love that because I could be creative and technical and
Oh
telling a
yeah,
story, but
sure.
from a different, yeah, loved it. Did that for a long time. Landed at a post house where I did everything. I was the only guy there, and the boss owned all the gear and had the network. So he would get the work and I would do the work. And then, you know, I learned, he taught me how to color. So I became a colorist.
Okay,
He
cool.
he taught me a lot of things like being a tape op, which is the person who records everything on certain
Okay.
shoots where they're shooting.
Uh-huh.
There's all these cameras and I'm the one recording all this stuff, or playing back, you know, like if you're at an awards show and they're like, and let's take a look at the nominees, and I'll play
Yeah.
the videos, stuff like that.
Huh?
You know, and then that led to me being the technical director. I was telling Lisa where it's like, you know, the director says, ready, camera one, take one, ready, you know, dissolve two, dissolve two. I'm the guy doing that, operating the big board. I just did the Golden Globes varieties red carpet event on the Golden Globe,
Oh.
and you know, I'll do game shows like 25 Words or Less with Meredith Vieira, and
Oh
uh,
wow, cool.
yeah, just a bunch of so all those different hats that I wear, you know, and then a couple other things I'll do like DIT or media wrangle, where I take all the stuff they've shot on camera cards and I back it up and I check it and all that to different hard
Huh.
drives. Just a bunch of different hats that I wear, keep my calendar
Full.
stuffed. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I'm
and
sure.
you're just on the other side of the camera now.
yes,
Yes.
yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I believe me, I mean, I just feel great when I'm able to tell people that, you know, we'll be watching my Jag, because I have all 10 seasons of Jag on DVD. So I watch it all the time. So I mean, I see you all the time, and I'll be sitting there watching it with a friend and I'll say, I know that guy that plays Sergey. I know him
Right.
personally. They say, no, you don't. He's a Hollywood celebrity. I said, no, I know him personally. I met him through my friend Lisa. And
Yes.
it's like, I
Yes.
really do know him. So
Yes.
Yep.
I'm
it's
not
just
making
awesome.
this up. I do
I
know
love
him. I have pictures. Here you go. Here's some proof.
I love it. I know. I just love that I can say that I know a
Yeah,
Hollywood
right.
celebrity.
Not many people could say that. Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
true.
right. Not many people can.
I'll vouch for you. I'll verify it.
Like, I really
I
tell
know you
her.
would. I
Yeah,
know
I
you
was,
would.
and I don't even remember how I found out about the fan fest, honestly, because it was before like Facebook and Instagram, and I don't even know how I came across it, but it was some Yahoo
Well, I'm
group, I
certainly
think.
glad you did because I met you, I met Susan, I met Sarah, and the four of
Yes,
us became, we call ourselves Jag Buddies, Jade, in
yes,
case you
yes,
didn't
we
know,
do.
but
Yep.
we call
And then,
ourselves
I mean,
Jag
think of
Buddies,
all
and
the people.
I talk to my Jag Buddies all the time. So
Think of all the people and the things we got to do that we probably wouldn't have got to do had they not all set that up for all of us. That's just cool.
exactly. I mean, not many. I mean, people get to go tour studios and stuff, but I
Right.
mean, we got to personally work with, with the actual celebrity. I mean, it's just it was very very cool. It was very
It was
very
a
cool, and I mean,
once in a
I made
lifetime
life.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I made lifelong friends, so I'm happy about that. But
I remember Linda when we were on the Jake set and you were just like fangirling all over the place and it was so cute because you're like, I can't believe, this is where David's been and da da da. And I'm like, yep, that's where he's
Well,
been.
and not many people, Jade, which I know I thanked you and Gail when it happened, but not many people when you actually meet the celebrity and then you go on vacation to Disneyland another time, and not many people, especially Hollywood celebrities, are going to take time out of their day to, I mean, you invited us to DreamWorks Studios. We got to go meet Gail. We got to have a tour. We got to have lunch. I mean, not many people get to do something like that. I
Exactly.
consider myself very blessed. It's like,
Yes, yes,
yes, he
definitely.
actually took us on a tour of DreamWorks Studios, and it was just awesome. I mean, it was like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah,
So,
that's really
I
cool.
will
Yep.
cherish that forever. And I mean, I love telling people that I know you. So
Oh, well, thank you. It was our pleasure, and I'm so glad you enjoyed it, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wish more celebrities, just more people would. It's just the golden rule thing. It's just like put yourself in the other person's shoes. We're
Right.
all, I mean, I don't care how big you are. I don't care if you're Tom
Right.
Cruise, Brad Pitt, whatever, that
Whoever it is.
you know,
right.
Just be
there
a
are
good
people you're
human.
going to meet where
Yeah.
you feel giddy, where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting this person,
Right.
Like, and how cool would it be for that person to just be chill and cool and real
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
you and
I
not
mean,
aloof,
just be nice to people. That's all
Just
you gotta. It
nice
doesn't
people.
matter whether you're an actor or whatever you are. You're still a person. Like, just be nice to
Exactly.
people.
We're
Like,
all
treat
the
each other
same on
nice.
this journey, on this little blue marble flying through space.
Right. We're all in the same boat. It's
Exactly.
not anybody's not any better than anybody else. I wish they would. I mean, most of the ones I've been around, it's been fine, but you get a few or a studio that treats you kind of rotten, and you're like, why are you doing that to me? Like, I
Yeah.
have to jump through hurdles as it is. Why are you being mean to me? I have a good experience about that because I get to interview Matt Nix on March 3rd. This will be my third Zoom and fourth interview, which is kind of cool. But
Wow.
he loves coming on. He loves it. And
That's
one
awesome.
time he was doing The Gifted, and his deal was with Fox and 20th Television. And the Fox people, I won't name names, but they were mean to me. They were awful, and they're like, "Well, how many listens do you have? How many this, that, and the other?" And I'm like, I've never had to go through the network before. Why are you guys being
Yeah.
jerk offs? And I'm like, should not be that hard to get mad on. It's not gonna be like rocket science or whatever. So I
Yeah.
went to him and I said, "Hey Matt," I said, "I got a problem." I wanted to say they're being jerks, but I didn't say that. I said, "Fox is not being nice to me." I said, "Could you please take care of this so I can do our interview?" And he got it done. And I was like, "See, you go to the person you want and you say,
That's right.
hey, they're not being very nice. Could you, like give them a little what for and say, hey, let me talk to her."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
remember, in different as an actor, you kind of interview agencies to see who you're
Right.
going to go with, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
and usually something that an agency or a manager will say is they're like, we're going to be the bad guy for you.
Uh-huh.
That's part of our job is to be
Right.
the bad guy for you. So you don't
Right.
have to be the bad guy, right? And I know Matt's great, but like maybe that's what the network in that case, Fox was doing was like trying to be the block or the bad guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And part of like Matt did, I'm so glad you reached out to him and you had that ability.
Right.
And, he's the boss. Like the celebrity
He's
is
the
in
guy,
charge.
he's the
They're the
head
guy, they're
guy,
the
so
person who says,
he can make it happen.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't all do that, but I was like, okay, I need to just tell him, hey, this is what I'm coming up against. Could you talk to them and say, hey, I've interviewed with her before. We have a relationship. I'm gonna do this because
Yeah.
they can try to be the one that says, oh, you can't do that. But I know darn well they don't have a say of who does interviews. I know that for a
Yeah,
fact.
it's up to
So
him. Yeah.
yeah, they can try to
Yeah,
be
it
the
shouldn't
brother.
matter.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter if you have one follower or you have, 1,000 followers. It doesn't matter.
Right?
Doesn't,
I
no,
mean,
it
it
doesn't
really
matter at
doesn't
all.
Yeah.
matter. Because I know, Jade, you have 4 fans for life. I know that. We had so much fun doing that for
Yes,
3 years in a
yes.
row. It was
Yes, that
absolutely
was
awesome.
That was
Aw, well,
awesome.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed all the time that we've had together. And I keep it going for the future. I might be
Absolutely.
behind the camera now, but
You're
it
still
doesn't matter.
doing something.
I'm
Yeah.
still doing it. Yeah. I have tons of fun stories and everything. Like I just did Whose Line Is It Anyway? Do you know that
Oh,
show?
right.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I know
Oh,
that
yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was so fun. They're so
Cool.
funny.
Cool.
And the
So
production company
who's in the cast of that now? Is it the originals or is it somebody else?
Yeah. So it's Wayne Brady, Colin Mockery, Ryan Stiles are the
Oh my gosh, I
3
grew up
main
with the
cast
old one
members.
that came over from the UK. I love them.
Yes, yeah, and they've been doing it forever, and they're hilarious. And then they have a fourth who switches out. They
Okay.
have like
Okay, got you.
a few that they'll switch out on the fourth.
Uh-huh.
And then it's been hosted by Aisha Taylor Styles. I can't remember.
Right.
Um, and she's great.
Okay,
And
cool.
yeah, it was just so much fun, and
Cool. That's awesome.
a lot of the time I was sitting there just being like, I can't believe I'm getting paid to sit here and watch these guys make me laugh. This is so cool.
Right. I get paid to watch them. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. How's Gail doing?
She's doing great, thanks. She's
Good.
full-time mom right now,
Yeah.
Jai with his
Nothing better. Nothing better.
oh, I
Nope.
know. I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly.
Right.
Happy for her.
Now,
I'm
now
so
you
happy
had
for her.
told me, Jade, and I gotta tell you guys, this is good. The Zoom will end in a few minutes, but if you guys want to jump
Okay.
back on, we can keep going. It's just I only have the 30-minute one, so that's up to
No
you.
worries. No worries.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah,
If
Gail's
it
doing
cuts
great.
off, it's not me, it's Zoom did it.
Okay, I
No
won't think
worries.
you're being rude. Like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's so
yeah.
rude.
No, I won't. And I just wanted to jump on here and say when I saw Lisa's message this morning, because I just woke up at like 5 after 9. I didn't get in until 12:30. So I woke up at
Right.
5 after 9 and it said 9:30. And it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go jump real quick in the shower so I can say hi to Jade.
Yes. We're glad you did. We're glad you did. And I'm glad you
Absolutely.
you had
No,
fun
it's
at,
been
you had fun in
wonderful.
Vegas. Did you have fun in Vegas?
We had fun in Vegas. Yes, my friend had major back surgery in August, so she's been
Okay.
cooped up, and so we were
Right.
going to fly, but it was too expensive, so we drove. So yeah, we had a
Okay.
wonderful time.
Good. I'm glad. I saw your pictures. That's awesome.
And
Yeah,
that's
it
so
was,
nice
but it
of you.
was
I bet you
wonderful.
like to go out and say hi to your friend and support her when she's recovering. That's really nice of you.
Oh yeah. No, and her name is Linda too, by the way. So I have 3 best friends named Linda. So it's
Oh
kind of
gosh,
crazy.
that's funny.
But no,
Hey Linda, I have a
definitely wanted to
story.
say hi.
I have a story real quick. Do you remember us
Yeah.
calling each other the Triple L show? Linda, you and
Oh yes,
Polly and
yes.
me.
I do remember
Remember
that. I
that?
do remember that.
That's a Jag story when we met each other, Jade. Because it's funny because I knew Linda from the Yahoo group back when it was Yahoo groups, and if we would have tried to plan to see each other, we never would have. We ran into each
Nope.
other at the airport, wasn't it? Waiting for the bus. And you're
Yep.
like, "Are you Lisa?" And Mom's like wondering who's going up to me, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Linda!"
Yep.
Wow.
Out of the
We
blue.
did.
I mean,
We
if
met
we
each
would
other at
have
the
tried to like,
airport, and I will never forget that. And we've been Jag buddies ever since. And
yes,
Susan and
yes,
Sarah, and and then
yes.
getting to